Good evening. Give me just 1 second. Good evening. Welcome. I'm Michelle with Yes Michelle Crochets. And tonight we're going to have a part 2 conversation. This conversation, of course, stems from last week's talk about 10 steps that you really should take before you start a YouTube channel. A few of you have said, maybe I think about starting a YouTube channel. Some of you I've met through other mediums who either have YouTube channels. Good evening, Mama Winch. Welcome in. Welcome in. Great to see you tonight. And some of you are in other, like I said, in other mediums. You guys are on TikTok, you're on Instagram and other places, and maybe you're thinking about starting a channel here on YouTube. But because each one of these platforms is so very different, you'd really kind of like to know, what should I do before I get started? And I'm going to briefly cover what we talked about last week, and at the same time give you the rest of the list. So I'm going to let you guys get cozy. Forgive me. I have worked my full 10.5-hour day, and it's been a day. So I'm going to have something to drink real quick. And I thank you so much for indulging me. Good evening, Ricky. So much love to you, darling. How are you? Thank you for being patient with me for that. Now, like I said, last week we had a very interesting and exciting conversation. And for some of us who already have platforms, this is kind of a refresher of things that maybe we wish we had known before we first pressed that button, or things that we can tweak to improve our platforms. And the answer to your question is yes, I am tired, but I'm okay. I am okay. I'm glad you're here. I am so very glad you're here. Good evening, Kimberly. Welcome in. I love you, my darling. And hello, Amelia. Guys, thank you so much for you all being here. That really warms my heart. But like I said, because I know I ran out of time last week, I don't want to do that to you guys tonight. So we're going to get started. And forgive me, I'm not going to be focusing as much on the chat as I normally do, because I want to get through this. So starting with what we spoke about last week, the 10 things that I recommend you do before you start your channel, unless you've already done it. And then maybe these are things you'll tweak. Number 1, define your target audience. And of course, we've talked about that, but you know what niche you're most comfortable in. Whether it's a fiber related niche, maybe you have a knack for public speaking, maybe you could teach people about cooking, maybe you could do whatever. Maybe you are your own niche. And that means you're going to cover a myriad of topics. But whatever it is, make sure you know what your niche is so that YouTube knows how to push you out further into the algorithm. Number 2, do some research. It's really easy to know a lot about one thing. But when you come to an audience who's going to look at a situation from all different angles, some of which you may never have thought of, you kind of want to be able to be the authority in the room, not the person taking notes. Though I will admit, I usually have a clipboard close by because I'm always learning. So, number 3, choose the name of your channel and your brand. So for me, I'm Yes Michelle Crochets. That means in every medium that I am representing my YouTube channel, myself, and what I represent, I step forward as Yes Michelle. Of course I'm Michelle. Of course I am my children's mom, the daycare provider, all of those things. But in this circle, I am Yes Michelle Crochets, authority on all things royally insane at times. So that kind of helps you understand where I'm coming from on that factor. Number 5, and this is a point that becomes a sticking point for people who just don't understand equipment. You can start a YouTube channel with nothing more than things you already have. Most of us have a smartphone of some type with a camera. That's really all you need. If you don't have a stand to set it on, maybe you've got some books. Maybe you've got some duct tape. Just don't cover the camera. And maybe you know that you can project your voice well enough to use the speaker system on your phone. That's a great way to get started. Because in the beginning, the reality of it is your audience isn't going to be 10,000 people big. So in the beginning, start with what you have. You don't need to run out here and spend $750 on equipment and not have the audience that is going to follow you. So start small. Start with what you can manage, learn and grow. And that's how you get to the big guns. Now, those are the things we talked about last week. I'm going to see what Ricky said because I missed this comment because there's that dumb share your referral link button in my way so I can't see. Yes, I'm saying I don't like it. Okay, I have saved this live in my watch list. I need to get some sleep. Oh, babe, please get some rest. I love you. I do hope you get some rest. And when you see this later, glad you made it here. Okay, now on to the fresh information that I wanted to deliver tonight. Learn the basics of video editing and improve your skills as you get into this. Now, I freely admit, but clearly admit that I'm not. Oh, thank you. I didn't know you were still here, babe. Get some sleep. She loves me too. That makes me smile. Okay, back to my list. I freely admit I am not an editor. I don't edit my videos. Honestly, some of it is that I don't have time. Some of it is I'm a perfectionist, and I find that when I naturally speak and I say whatever it is I'm going to say, I think the point is more easily related without me doing a lot of editing to what I say. Yes, there are times you'll see my eyes dart off or look over the top of the camera because I'm looking at a clock, or I'm looking at the television, which is showing me that there might be somebody on my porch, or I'm looking off to the side because I need to check something on my phone. I have all kinds of things around me that can be distracting, and maybe it relates as distracting in a video, but in a live setting like this, I have a lot of moving parts. I can't edit it. So for me, at least, editing my videos isn't something I do at this point, but I am familiar with the software that I need to use in order to edit. And Kimberly said, I played around and made a couple of shorts today. It was kind of fun. That is excellent. I'm glad to know that. Hi, Cecilia. Welcome in. Welcome in. And Kimberly, that's a great way to work on editing. Where to place your music, where to bring in pieces that you don't want to stay on the screen the entire time and things like that. So I guess in that regard, you would say I've learned some things about editing, but at the end of the day, the fundamentals of the videos that I produce, from the moment that I say, hey, buddy, welcome, to the moment that I say, have some fun today, or whatever I may say after that, that is all in one take. When you see me flub up a word, or you see me look for something, or having a pregnant pause like or those things are to let me get comfortable with being in front of the camera while simultaneously helping you relate to the information that I'm giving. I am never going to tell you that I am the prim, proper, most perfect person behind the camera or in front of it. I'm just Michelle. I am Yes Michelle Crochets, but I'm just Michelle. And it's just as simple for me. I want to come across to you as if she can do it, I can do it. If this is something you want to do, I want you to be comfortable sitting down in your chair talking to your device. Good evening, Sugar Diamond. Welcome in. Hello, my BB Beautiful. And Kimberly is saying hi to everyone. So thank you for that. But like I said, when we see those big polished channels, and I'm not referencing anyone necessarily in the yarn niche, though we've got some amazing professionals in this community. I'm talking those people who have the Walter Cronkite smoothness in the way they present. They're amazing, and we're drawn in by that. And sometimes it can be intimidating and cause us to feel like we can't start a YouTube channel or we'll never get to that level. A mentor of mine says almost on a daily basis that the desire to be somebody else prevents us from being ourselves. And it's 100% true. Hi, Tammy. Welcome in. I'm glad you popped in tonight. And hello, VJ. Welcome in. Happy hump day to you. So I just want to say to you right now, of course, please hone your skills in the editing circle, but don't feel like perfection should prevent you from producing products. There is that. Now, I would also tell you, and this is something I didn't do that I kind of wish I should have done. And if I were to start another channel in another niche, I would definitely do. Film a few videos, but don't post them. Edit them. Listen to the sound of your voice. Because here's the weird part for me. What you hear isn't what I hear. My voice is annoying. My voice can be scary. My voice booms through the television at me if one of my videos pops up overnight. Like I have awakened myself and scared the bejesus out of me. Did not like that experience. Yet, so many of you have shared with me that you actually like the sound of my voice. A few of you even watch my videos at night because I have a calming and relaxing tone to my voice in your ear. That is not who I hear at all, though I'm grateful. And many people that I've talked to who have platforms have all agreed that that's the same for them. They don't care for the sound of their voice. Another thing, and this was an issue that if you saw my beginning videos, you know was true for me. I didn't think that I was supposed to be in front of the camera because I don't have the perfect smile or the perfect skin tone and hue to myself. I have pigmentation issues. I wear glasses that literally are reflecting my iPad back at you. So you see that more than you see my eyes. I'm aware of that. The reality of it is when I bought my glasses, I wasn't thinking about a YouTube channel. So did I want that UV glare stuff on them? No, that was another amount of money that I just didn't want to spend. So I didn't spend it. And here we are. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying this is the reality. Don't let your preconceived notions of what it should be stop you from being what it could be, because what it could be is pretty great. So, like I said, film a few initial videos. This will also get you comfortable with your cadence, how fast or how slow you should talk. Whether you have the habit like I do of talking with your hands, and is it so distracting that someone wouldn't be able to pay attention to what you're saying? Hey, Angela, welcome in. And Cecilia, thank you for liking my voice. That makes me blush. So this is a very, very good reason to pre-film those videos and kind of have them ready to go, because anybody else who has a channel in here will probably agree with me. Once you get started, if you don't have a backup plan, the day that something happens, you don't get home in time to film every piece of the video you're planning to upload this afternoon, or all of a sudden your internet goes out. You guys saw it this weekend with my lives. I wasn't able to go live this weekend because I literally had no power and internet service to do those things. When I did get them, I still wasn't available. So have some pre-made, pre-ready evergreen. Now there's a word I want to talk a little bit about. Evergreen meaning you could show it at any time, whether you showed it in April, August, or October. This would be a video that would be just fine for you to release. So have some evergreen content ready to go in the event something happens. So, and you guys are saying hi to each other. Thank you so much. Hi, Sue Ann. Welcome in. And Tammy, if I didn't say hi to you, hello, my darling. I am sorry if I missed you. Now, on to number 8. And I am pausing because I am happy, because I was so afraid that I wouldn't get through this on time, but I think tonight I will. And hopefully be able to answer any questions that you all have. Now, number 8, write your channel description and your about page. When I did mine initially, I didn't think about using AI. I will tell you right now, you need to use it. Not verbatim. Please don't use it verbatim. But you can give AI some prompts about who you are, what you want your brand to represent, what you want your channel to focus on. Yes, BB. Oh, does that show up? Oh, yay. I love it. I love it. Thank you. BB is one of my stars. So make sure that you run it through your AI, support team of choice, whether that's Google Gemini or it's Chat GPT or whomever. But utilize those SEO driven resources and type in the word SEO when you're looking for that description. Give it some prompts about who you are, but let it write the idea for you, and then you customize it to speak more in your voice and in your tone. The reason being, it's going to do 2 things. It's going to tell anyone coming to your channel who you are, what you represent. It's your elevator pitch of whether somebody wants to be on your channel or not. But moreover, it is also going to tell, hi, Kimmy, welcome in. It is going to tell YouTube where to place you, what algorithm to feed you out to. Because remember, if you're a new channel or you're altering the way you want to show up in the algorithm, you need to give YouTube an idea of where you need to go. Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, Vivian, welcome in. I'm not sure that I said hello to you, but if I didn't, then hello. Welcome in. So, as I was saying, on to number 9. Familiarize yourself with the YouTube policies and procedures. I am saying this as someone who has been reasonably lucky. I am a rule reader because I don't want to get bonked on the head for doing something wrong. But I know a lot of times YouTube changes the rules. They change the things we can do. I have even seen music that YouTube said was absolutely fine. You can play it on your channel. And then all of a sudden you go back and you're looking at your analytics for your channel and you see you have a copyright warning, especially if you're a non-monetized channel. It's a warning. And it'll tell you that if you don't want this to become a strike, you have 2 options. You can remove it or you can submit an appeal. I don't even submit the appeal. I remove the music because 9 times out of 10, it's not going to make a difference. So there is that as well. And number 10, and this is the thing I really want to spend the most time talking about. Set realistic goals for your channel. When I first started my channel, I knew what I wanted to do with this channel. I wanted to have a place for people to be able to come, listen to some really good music, and crochet along, kind of like a study buddy, but in a crochet kind of way. That isn't at all what I do. Well, I kind of do that a little, but for the most part, that's the secondary thing of what I do. After putting away I got to get up and put this stupid makeup on that I don't want to wear, and I have to wash off the moment that I finish filming. And I decided to just show up as Michelle. Just sit down and be me. Say what I'm going to say, speak from my heart, and be genuine. Then I found my audience. I leaned into other elements of who I am as a person. I love to communicate. I love to help people. And I love to shop from my internet. I am not one that likes to go into the stores. I'm an introvert, so I don't like going out and about and being out all day. I'll do it as I have to. I will do it with a friend, but to just go on my own, I kid you not, and it's sitting right here. I have a cap that I throw on my head when I'm going out the door, and I pull it all the way down to sit on my glasses, and I try to make myself as minimal as possible because I don't want to talk, which is weird because all I do is talk. But I want to be smaller because I want to get in and get out and get it over with. I have anxiety. Anxiety for an introvert can often be paralyzing, and many times it keeps us in the house. So that's in complete contrast to the fact that I sit in front of an iPad and have an entire conversation when no one else is in the house but my dog. And then people like you show up and you give me love and you encourage me and you support me and you laugh at me, which is good. It's very good. But the fact that you're here is the reason that I do this. I will also share something else. And this isn't me taking from another content creator, which we will talk about another day. This is me being a student of other content creators. Tonight, another content creator who has been in the YouTube streets for well over a year was jarred and disturbed by a comment that they got in one of their live feeds. And I'm sorry, women. Vivian said we laugh, and that just stopped me right there. And Cecilia said, I'm a homebody / house hermit. I love that for us. That means you're home when I'm home, I hope. Anyway. Okay. And Vivian said, we laugh with you, which is different. Thank you, Vivian. That's true. That is true. Though there are times I tell you, you should be laughing at me. I can be funny. But back to my point. This content creator, whose channel is phenomenal, my opinion, but it's phenomenal. And some of you know who I'm talking about. I'm not dropping names, you understand. But my point is, just as there are so many beautiful souls who will tell that content creator, who've told me, who've told other content creators who are in this room right now, how amazing we all are. And we are. There are some who come into your emails and into your live chats, and they say the most disrespectful, ugly, hurtful, and harmful things. And sometimes it rolls off our backs like water. Doesn't faze us because we know who we are. And other times it hits you and it takes your breath away and it makes you want to just turn everything off. And tonight, that content creator did. They were like, I'm done. I don't have it tonight. I'm not doing anything else. Good night. And they just left. They still had what would have been that slot of time that the audience was fully ready to stay with them and engage with them. but they didn't want the audience to see the hurt side of what had been done to them. And you think in your mind, one person's comment can't be that big, especially if it's somebody who doesn't have that type of relationship with you. That's like a stranger calling me fat. Okay. But if you come in my home and you eat my food and you take from me and then you insult me, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, especially when you make a comment about, and this is what it was about, not in greatest detail, but in the short version of it. I'm laughing because I thought I stopped the notifications on my iPad, and apparently I didn't do a good enough job. Nonetheless, there was a question about monetization. I'm assuming whomever made the comment, and again, I was getting ready for this, so I didn't hear everything. But the comment evolved around whether or not we as content creators expect people to get memberships to our channel. Would we love them? Absolutely. There's a reason. We get up, some of us before we go to work, some of us after we've done a full day of work, and then we put in work to produce the videos that we make for you. You just heard me talk about 10 things to do before you ever start a channel. Now consider, today is the 16th of April. I started my channel with videos on the 17th of July. So I'm almost 9 months into this journey. That's a job, a full-time job. I tell you in all my videos ad nauseum that I get up at about 3 o'clock in the morning. I do my gratitude journal. I go get my coffee. I come back in here. I make my notes for the video that I'm going to make for you. I sit down in my chair after having gotten showered, put a little bit of lip gloss and lip color on because I still look like I just rolled out of my bed, which I kid you not is less than 4 feet from where I'm sitting. And I smile and I say, hey, buddy. And I start talking and I give you all the information. I give you a quote of the day, which meant I had to look it up. I'm a pretty smart person. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you. I'm pretty smart. However, there is no way I could sit here and just rattle off quotes like that. I looked them up. I have an app on my iPad called Brainy Quote. That's where I get the quotes from. Sometimes they're perfect and they match exactly with what I am intending for my day. It will set the tone for my day. And other times it's completely wrong for me and I won't say it. So I search out something else based on a topic that I'm setting as intention for myself. That's how you get those quotes from me every day. When I tell you that I love you, I want you to eat, to drink your water, to take your meds, and that, yes, some of that conversation is for me. It's because what you may or may not realize is I'm going to see this video a minimum of 3 times. I'm going to see it because I'm looking at the iPad as I'm recording it. I'm going to see it when I'm assembling it in my Canva Pro series to get the video together. And then I'm going to see it if I premiere it on my channel when I'm watching it with you. So 3 times I'm going to hear myself say, you need to eat. You need to drink your water. You need to take your meds. Does that mean the moment that I hear it, I get up and go drink my water? Not always. I'll be honest. If I can get up and get something to eat in that moment, if I haven't eaten, I do it. I have friends and family in my real life who I talk to when the experiences of YouTube can overwhelm me. But at the end of the day, this is my job. This is a job. I am blessed enough to be provisionally monetized and receive an income for what I do. But it's not very much of an income. I will be very honest about that. I saw that, but it didn't stick. Hi, Panda Panda Poo. How are you? And Sugar Diamond hit a point that I didn't even mention. Plus, I deal with little people 5 days a week. And for those of you who may or may not know, one of my little people happens to be a screamer. And I'm not overstating it when I say this child pretty much screams from the moment that they enter my home until the moment that they leave. And I work a 10.5-hour day. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Cecilia said, I think that any YouTube content creator needs to develop thick skin because there are those who want to be cruel and not give constructive criticism. You're absolutely right. But no matter how thick your skin, and mind you, I have rhino thick skin, it can hurt. It can hurt. I have had people who I had in my inner circle hurt me, lie to me, lie on me, and then play victim when I called them out on their bad behavior, running to other places to say, Michelle's bullying me. You're not taking responsibility for what you did, what you said, or how you behaved. When I shut you out, then you're hurt. I'm sorry, but you don't get to throw your rock at my house and then get mad because I threw it back. And that's just me keeping it 100.5. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling back to make sure I didn't miss anything. There we go. Well, oh, thank you, Panda. Panda said, saw you were live and thought I'd pop in. You are always welcome here, my darling. So with that said, are there any questions for those of you who would like to understand maybe some steps you wouldn't want to take, whether you're planning to start a channel here on YouTube, maybe you're thinking about another medium, Instagram, TikTok, so on and so forth? Excuse me, was about to have dinner, just wanted to say hi. So hello, babes. What are we having for dinner? And it's probably nuggies. Have your nuggies, baby, and your eucalyptus leaves. And Sugar, what did you say, babe? I'm sorry. Gonna stuff my face now. We'll catch the replay. Okay, I understand. Sugar, you have a valid point. They still do the shenanigans. Yes, I have used the tools and resources that YouTube gives me to distance myself from the persons who have attempted to assassinate my character. And they find other resources. They create bot accounts or they create extra email addresses. And here's the reality, and this doesn't just apply to YouTube, this applies to life. If you have to work overtime to get access to somebody who clearly doesn't want to have access with you, then you're doing team too much and you should stop. Cecilia, you're asking me, do I have a list of equipment that I am using? That changes. That changes. Just 1 second and I'll answer that question. I want to see what you followed up with. Did I create a step-by-step plan with completion dates? No, I didn't. And again, some of that has to do with I did this a little backwards. I started my channel. I had an iPad and I knew that I could film on my iPad. I chose my iPad because I can see it. But if you look at my old videos and the videos that I do today, you'll learn a really critical thing about me. I didn't know what a camera was. So I was looking here and you're over here. See the difference? It makes a difference. Another thing, I started out with no mic. And if VJ is still in the chat, VJ will attest to the fact that I don't have the strongest voice. So I'm hard to hear. And different mediums, whether it's just my video or I'm streaming through StreamYard or I'm on another person's channel, makes my voice even lower. So that part becomes difficult. But if you guys would like for me to create a checklist of how to get started in a budget friendly fashion, then I will create a video about that and make this a play series for you guys to take a look at. I will also give you some. Okay. I'm laughing because I just got another email. Nonetheless, I'm sorry. Has nothing to do with getting old. It has everything to do with the sound of my voice. And yes, sugar, it was kind of stalkery, but I'm over it and I'm okay with it. They're gonna be fine. Eventually they will grow up. Hi, Margaret. Welcome in. Hey, you missed my list, but of course there is always team replay, and feel free to enjoy that. Um, you're asking, will I share how I did my research before starting my channel? I absolutely will. And I'll be honest with you. I watched a few YouTube channels. There is YouTube University that will give you all the tools, the trips, and the different steps of how to get started. But the number one thing, honestly, the number one thing is sit down and film yourself. If you're seriously considering starting a YouTube channel, do me a favor. Send me a message. I would love to mentor you, and I will help you along the way. This is something that I am working on branching out into, which is the coaching element of what I do. My kids laugh at me. I do not have one hobby that isn't in some way income generating. And this is a newer element of the things that I'm doing, but it's something that I'm passionate about. And if I can help others avoid some of the mistakes that I've made along the way, then I'm happy to do that. So I'm laughing because Sugar is waving her pink hand. Hi. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Sugar Diamond is not necessarily a fan of pink, but I love that for us because I am the pink fan. Another thing, do a little bit of research on mic systems. The mic that I started out with was just a lapel mic, simple enough, functional enough. It helped because without it, when I did replay, I could barely hear myself, which meant I knew you guys couldn't hear me. So as I was monetarily able to do so, I upgraded my mic, and this is going to be loud, so I'm sorry in advance. But let's see if I can bring it in. That's my mic now. Yes, she's pink because of course, why not? But and this is a Moano mic, but I bought it on Amazon, and I don't remember exactly what I paid, but I will link that information in the description box, or as you reach out to me and ask me more detailed questions, I'll be happy to answer. And what did you say? I'm sorry, don't matches my crown. It kind of does. It kind of does. My phone, I've owned my phone for 2 years. So those are my devices. I keep a fan close by because I am a girl of a particular age and I get hot all year long. Unfortunately, that means sometimes my audio is not the best, not because I'm not taking care to filter the sounds around me, but because I'm going to have a fan. I'm just going to have a fan. Honesty. Another element that I've added to the expenses that I pay for with having this platform is I pay for Epidemic Sound. Like I said, I wanted to have a channel where I was crocheting with my audience and had music. Well, YouTube doesn't allow us to play just whatever we want to because of royalty and licensing. So in order to be able to do that, I was either going to have to pay for music through YouTube. Yes, they have free music, but they're fickle. Or I could pick a platform that I could pay for, and then I could use that on any streaming service, whether I was on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. As long as I let that company know that I will be streaming using this music on any of those platforms, I'm covered. Oh, honey, I've been having private summer since 39 and before. So yes, I have those personal summers, and they are real. Sometimes I am Sahara hot. I guess I live hot girl life, forget hot girl summer. But this week, one of the other things I did was I got access to having Zoom meetings, because as I want to support people who are interested in growing their platform and learning more about this sphere that we call YouTube, and me really being a committed coach, well, we need to be able to talk face to face. And I'm sorry, but not everybody can have my phone number, because the first person who calls me at 8 o'clock at night on any given day may not get Yes Michelle. They may get Renee, and nobody needs to know her. She is not friendly. So that's something that I've done. But each one of these elements, whether it's the Canva Pro that I use to put my videos together, the Epidemic Sound, the newer microphone systems, whatever I've invested in, the yarn, the books that we talk about on Book of the Day Thursday, all of these things are expenses. Yes, I benefit from them, but I didn't need a mic. I have Sirius satellite radio. I have Amazon Music. I did not need another streaming system for music. And I think one of my kids, or both of them, has that Spotify thing, though I never use it because I don't understand it. 1 second. Does not call after 7 p.m. and does not ever. I don't think you've ever met Renee once. And you couldn't. But I just am as public a face as I am not so available that just anyone could call me or reach out to me. Yes, I'm aware that if you do enough search, you can find me through Facebook. I'm aware. Some of you have tried to reach out to me that way, and I've redirected you to the Yes Michelle Crochets channel for the very reason that, number one, I don't want you to get into the habit of thinking we can chat and then realizing that Michelle is ghosting me. Not intentionally, but like I said, a 10.5-hour workday. It takes altogether a minimum of 2.5 hours to produce the video that you get every morning. Hey, Michael, welcome in. Vivian, you said it absolutely right. You have to protect your peace. I have to protect my peace, and I'm going to protect my brand. And he is saying hello to everyone. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? So with all of that in mind, YouTube is an investment, and that investment needs to have a return on its investment. If I'm just giving away all this money to have all of these structures in place to give you the best quality channel, and it doesn't pay me back in my economy, that's called dumb. Because quite honestly, I can't afford it. I don't live for free. I don't eat for free. And I support an adult with a disability. Okay, several disabilities. And that means that not only do I take care of myself, I take care of somebody else who's counting on me to keep a roof over their head, to pay for their school tuition, and all of the systems that go along with that person's life. I can't just decide, oh, I'm going to throw out $250 every month. because it sounds like a great idea. I want to be YouTube famous or TikTok famous. No, I do what I do because this is a job. Yes, it is a passion, but it is a job. So when you hear me mention those memberships, that's a reminder to you she's doing her job. Do I expect you to be a member? No, I don't, because I can't be a member of every channel that I care about. That's just the reality. I can't afford that. Okay. Thank you. Michael said, doing good, just working and lurking. Well, work on, my darling, work on. And I'm sorry, Kimmy, I didn't get to see what you said. I told you there's a button there that's blocking everything. Okay, she's just saying hi. But when you hear me give you guys those calls to actions to please like the video, please share the video. Please, if you're interested in becoming a member, hitting those buttons and doing those things, I'm essentially asking you to help me make sure that I'm able to give you everything that I'm giving you in these videos and in these live streams. Currently, I'm sitting here missing another meeting because I want to be here. This is my commitment. This is my job. And my extracurricular activity had to take a back seat. When we're done, I'm going to turn off the things and move them out of my way. And then I'm going to call my adult child, make sure they're okay. And then I'm going to bed. Okay, I'm going to take a shower. Then I'm going to bed. But my point is, my day is pretty much done. But before I go to bed, I work a little bit extra because I love what I do. But I work just like you work. I'm pretty sure whatever you do for a living, if it's not content creation, at the end of your work day, work week, work pay cycle, you expect to be paid. When content creators have means to be paid, they hope that they're being paid for their time. When people question why we want to be paid, I question, why don't you? And if you can't answer that, honestly, you do want to be paid for the work you do, then don't judge somebody else for saying, this is what I do, and this is how I'm paid. It hurt my heart to know that that person was bothered, disturbed, or hurt by someone who doesn't know them from a can of paint and says, I won't be a member of your channel. There are people who will never be a member of my channel. Bless them. If they can't handle me, if they can't handle who I am, how I speak, how I show up, if my mere existence disturbs their peace, and yes, I said it, I will never shy away from letting you know that the 360 that is me, there is part of me that is sweet, kind, and loving. And that's the very real me. But there's also the part of me that you don't want to push. You just don't. So, does anybody have any questions? Because I'm getting off into an area I don't want to go in. Kimmy. I love you, girl. Oh. Make sure I eat. You know what? Thank you. Thank you. I needed that. I really did, because what I had intended to eat for dinner, my daughter took for lunch. So I said, oh, I got to make something else for dinner. And I didn't. So Cecilia said, it's not about you. It's about something within themselves. This is very true. And when I slow down, I know that. But we oftentimes react to an instant moment that can completely change our moods. Like this just made my mood so much lighter and brighter. I love you too, darling. Okay, I'm sorry. What I will never understand why you have to tell the person, just do you, because we all have, see, like I tell people, my channel is not an airport. though I'm glad to have you here, you do not need to announce your departure, especially if your departure is to do something on your channel. Don't do that. Do not do that, because I will quietly make sure you can't come back in the room. And Michael said, Kimmy, no one is beyond help. I cannot help most channels since they don't do tutorials, but if you do tutorials, this is true. And sometimes help includes just being kind. Hi, Sarah. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday, darling. Welcome in. Good to see you. Now, guys, we have about 10 minutes before we're going to call this a done night. Are there any questions related to things that I've talked about tonight, or there topics that you're curious to know more about in the sphere of content creation or something else of that nature? Hi, Tina. Don't worry about being late, babe. There is always team replay, and you are more than welcome to enjoy it. You know I'm going to leave this up as a video. So, as I was saying, are there other questions that I can answer for you guys? Because if not, then I'm going to be selfish and take the next few minutes and just go find something to eat. I've got a couple of frozen meals that I can enjoy, so I think I'm going to go grab one of those. But yes, I'm going to eat. And I'm almost done with cup 3. So I am well pleased with myself. I'm on the waterfront, but I will admit, Michelle didn't drink any protein today. None. I was bad. Nope, not pushing any buttons. Tina, you missed a lot. We talked about the top 10 things you need to do before you start a YouTube channel. And like I said, there is team replay. I highly recommend you watch last week's live prior to watching this week's live, because it'll give you the full layout of what my recommendations are of things that you are either going to want to do or can tweak and adjust in order to improve how you show up in the algorithm. But with that said, guys, I hope you know that I love being with you, but I'm exhausted. So I want you to eat, drink your water, and if meds are appropriate, please take your meds as they're prescribed and on time. But most of all, guys, have some fun today. And please be kind to one another and to yourself. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.